Well, happy Monday, everyone. Ever since I started to take Mondays off, Mondays have become really happy for me. And one of the things I want to stress in here in the group and with people who are listening is definitely reducing the hours I worked, especially taking the Mondays off, has been a huge, huge help. So, that being said, happy Monday to anyone who's feeling happy. Today, I am wearing my headphones because it has been I've been really working on my audio quality, and for some reason, when I wear the headphone, it does sound better. So I hope you can hear me, and I hope this is okay. And I wanted to today get away from the marketings and funnels and offers just for a bit because I realized the conversations I'm having with my colleagues and my friends and my clients, I would say 80% of it comes to a lot of the mindset issues. And I know there has been a lot of information. And I know that this is something everybody talks about. Like you turn on a podcast that is purely about marketing, but it ends up talking about mindset. So we all know that it's important, it's there, and there is a reason why everybody wants to mention that. So for me, this has been a long journey in terms of my entrepreneurship, the the way I approach life in itself, not just the business. I wanted to just walk you through a little journey of mine that I haven't shared with you, especially in the group. You've been maybe watching the replays, maybe you've been listening to my trainings, maybe you were hopping on, I'm hoping you are hopping on the trainings that I provided when you're in the trenches launching and marketing and doing your business, increasing your revenues, whatever that you have to do on your daily grind. However, and again, this wasn't about me ever, and I didn't want to ever talk about what I do, what I have been doing, and I just wanted to just tell you a little bit, and in a sense that again, this isn't for me personally, but this is a journey most of us are in it, and I wanted you to know what inspired me, and I'm hoping that it will also inspire you. And so today we're going to talk about 5 essential abilities to build an exceptional life. And this is based on Jim Rohn's teaching. And anybody who's been listening to me know how big of a fan I am. But not just him, of course, but I have learned a lot from him. And I wanted to share the lessons that affected my life personally the most. If I could share some of the points with you and how I adopted them into my business, I believe this will really help you in terms of mindset, in terms of really actually reading a book, but also applying what you see there. I think there's a huge difference in between. So I'm going to dive into these. It's going to take about maybe 10-15 minutes. Hopefully, you'll bear with me. If you're watching the replay later on, make notes. And there is a worksheet that my team has prepared. If anybody's interested in doing these exercises to find out how you can do this, please feel free to DM me in the group or reach out to us on our website. There's a chat box in there. You can just go ahead and request it in there. You can also directly email me, which could be the easiest, ts@drinksdigital.com. Okay, so let's dive in, and I really hope that you can maybe post comments after. Just let me know if this type of content is something that would resonate, something that you would like to hear, even though we're talking about like business all the time. But again, this is related. And if so, please do me a favor and just tell me what are your current struggles so that I can create content around it and hopefully bring up some books and resources to discuss here together. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start it. So, what are the 5 essential abilities to build an exceptional life? Um, I wanted to start with Jim's um, Jim Rohn's um, one of the quotes in his book. This is the quote that actually got me moving. And for anybody, I mean, everybody has a different life. Everybody has a different trigger. Maybe this is not for you, but I thought this was a really good like a kick for me to get started on some of the things I was planning but not taking action. So, greatest value in life is not what you get. The greatest value in life is what you become. I'm going to say it again. Greatest value in life is not what you get. The greatest value in life is what you become. What one of the one of the things that we want to um, we want to establish as an entrepreneur, I think, um, you know, designing our days and our life, the way we do things is, I think we are always, this is an outcome based. Uh, this is what we were taught. So this is an outcome based um, place where we're always measured by the outcome. But I think, again, I think this is kind of telling us it's not about really what you're getting, but while you are getting to the goals you want to get, what you're becoming in that process is the most valuable thing. So I'm going to do a little exercise for with all of you, and I'm hoping that if you're watching this, I want you to hopefully pay attention to this. I want you to really check on the next screen. I'm going to be showing a picture. You may have done this before, but I'm going to show you a picture that I want you to really look into it um, and see what do you see in there. So, well, I see a bear. It's just a bear. Um, and this is how our brains are processing now. We're looking at a picture and we are seeing an image that looks like a bear. Now look at it. So in here, there is a man. This is eye and the eyebrow and the big nose, and this is the beard, right? But if I were to go in here, when I didn't show you and I didn't tell you about it, your first reaction is not to go here and look at here. You just look at the bear. So you now know where to look and what to look. The point is, your mind cannot process information when it's not ready to receive. And this is one of the biggest reason I'm doing this today. No matter how many times I come here and I try to tell you how you can grow your business, if you're not ready to receive it, receive the advice, and if you're not willing to actually learn, or not only that, like your mind is not there, like you're not there yet. So no matter how valuable the information you hear, if you're not ready, you're not going to be able to receive it. So this is one of the things that I'm hoping that you will be more aware of moving forward and more intentional. Because if you're not ready in life, and I know there's again there's universe energies. I'm not the expert on that, although I believe some of it. But the point is, the reality is the opportunities, the information do not reveal itself until you're ready to see it. So that is one of the things I had to learn a long time ago, which changed my life. But if you're here today, that really means that you are ready to receive. So um, I want to really recognize that. And there is a lot of options when it comes to spending your precious time. So if you're listening to this, and if you are taking these, workshops and trainings and seriously, and if you're reading books for your business, then that means you really are ready to receive. So, before we dive into the roadmap for creating an exceptional life, um, I'm just going to talk about why am I here. And again, I don't think I've ever introduced myself properly in the group. I love talking about business. I love growing businesses, and that's all I want to talk about. Like, I drive my husband crazy. Like, we can't have a casual conversation. Our casual conversation is about like KPIs and trackings that he doesn't even really get. So that's who I am. But I just wanted to tell you, some of you do know, but I'm a mom of two. I have two kids, a boy and a girl. One is about to be 8, and the other one is 11 years old. And I'm a wife, I'm a business coach, I'm a bookworm in this exact order. And that's all I wanted to do in life. I wanted to be a mom. I love having a family, and I love coaching businesses and like really showing the way and finding out about businesses. Anything business is, it's just, I find it fascinating. And I know it's kind of sad I don't really have a life, but I do. So I'm also a bookworm. I love books, and I will be talking a lot about books in the next coming weeks, a lot more than I did before. And also I wanted to tell you, my has always been about business, and I have the marketing. I mean, all of those things that I'm doing uh, because I really enjoyed it. But up to a certain point, I didn't find my space. And there's always, I'm sure 5 years later, I'm going to say the same thing. There's always room for all of us. But I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started from scratch 5 companies and exited 3 of them successfully. I currently own 2 of them. One is the one that I'm running right now, business coaching with strengths. So my passion is mostly building communities around purpose and helping entrepreneurs build an online presence that works for them. And this part is important to me because everybody's talking about a certain profile, and I don't think it's the same for everyone. Maybe one person only wants to make $4,000 extra a month, and she's happy or he's happy. Maybe one person wants to be a millionaire and do things and go to Africa and feed the hungry kids. That's great. So I think whatever that is your passion, wherever that you want to get to, that's what I want to help with. And I don't think there's one correct way or one ultimate way of doing things. But in the end, we are all here, and this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this presentation today. We're here because we are different. So I want to talk about that. And I love using data and technology to save time and money, because I think if we are consumed by phones and social medias and TVs and giant social media, like Facebook and all of those who are kind of using us as a data, right? So they're using we're worth like we're a dollar sign for them. I would like to say, why not, using the data and the technology and the power they have for our advantage and kind of make it a win-win situation. So that's why I love using technology. And as much as I can, I'm trying to learn a lot of tech. And I hope that um, my tech tutorials are going to be super, super helpful for you. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about me. That's, I just wanted you to know who you were talking to. But um, one of the things you should know is, and this is not something I always share. I think I had a post like a couple of years ago, just one time. But it all started for me. It all started when I moved to the US with $50 in my pocket. And this is not one of those your message story. This really is the fact. This is exactly what happened 23 years ago. And I'll tell you why it happened another day. But essentially, I was refusing to do to get anything from my family and moved here. Wanted to do my own thing. Did my master's, all of it. So it was a long journey, but that's how I came here, and that's the starting point for me building this life that I built now. So I wanted you to know that. So 7 years passed and working hard day and night with nothing to my name. Then someone told me about a book that changed her life, and I really wanted to know like what that is. And this is the book, everybody knows. I actually keep it right here. This is an old, old, old version of the book that I have. Um, I know a lot of people had already read it, but I was puzzled. I was thinking if everyone had access to such great information, why everyone was not successful already? Because the book had it all. You could just, here, 7 habits, do it, you're done. Obviously, I was very naive, but I was puzzled at the time. So another 5 years passed, and I tried to do here and there. I tried to apply some of the things, but life happened, and I had to work a lot. But I was feeling lost and anxious to get to where I needed to be. And fast forward, I was the year that well, my husband and I started a restaurant business, and it was suffering. And so at the time, I stumbled across this mastermind group. I just needed a direction in my life. I needed that sense of belonging. I wanted to talk to people who talk business and who can help me and who understand what I'm going through. And I was kind of also, I think I was also ashamed because with my marketing degree, I was too proud to hire help because I thought I knew it all with the degrees and everything that I knew. And I didn't hire help. I tried to do everything on my own. And obviously, you can't. And it took me too long to realize at that point. But that mastermind group I got in, I literally had to take a loan out because it was expensive. But I wanted to be with people who are better than me, who I can learn. And that's where I found all the books that I was supposed to read. That was like a feast for me. I finally figured out like how successful people got to where they are. So it was so worth it for me. But so they got me started reading this, and I know most people start with Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, but this is the one I started with, which is a very thick, thick, thick book. It's actually it's this one right here, if you can see it. So this one again, it had 15 principles that if you read it all, I mean, you can have a wonderful life. It's again, it's not easy to read. It's harder to read. There's a lot of text. but also a lot of clues. And again, this was something that I knew, I read, but did not necessarily apply, like I guess most of us. So I finally started to really see that the key to unlocking my potential was the growth mindset. You may be laughing right now. Well, duh, like all this time you finally got it. Yeah, I finally got it because it wasn't easy. I wasn't there. Like I said at the beginning, I was only seeing the bear. I was not ready to see anything else in that picture. I was not ready to see it. And even though all those books talked about it, I wasn't ready. So I think wherever you are in your journey right now, I hope you will recognize it, whether you're ready or not. So don't blame yourself. There will be the time that's coming, but you have to do something about it. So I had to accept that change needs to happen within me first. And this was hard. And I'll be the first to say that it wasn't easy for me to accept the fact that I had to change. But there was no other way. Obviously, there's no other way. Now I know. But at the time, I was just finding out, why the same things were happening over and over. Why my life was not changing the way I wanted, even though I was working so hard. Those are the things I always asked to find out. This was something that in the back of my mind, always thinking, why? Like, when am I going to get my break? When is this going to happen? But again, we cannot become what we want by remaining what we are. So I was trying to become something else and that I wasn't ready for. And I was not willing to change anything within me, which is the definition of insanity, that not changing anything, but expecting different results. So then I started reading more. I continued on the groups and communities wherever I can get my head into, and I read more. Still, nothing changed in my life. I did all of those things. But until I was ready to take the next step and actually apply the things I learned. That was a big thing too. You probably know, you read a book, you go like, this is great, I'm going to do this. But doing it is different. So I had to figure that out. But there are so many books that I would want to talk about, but we don't have all day here. So I'm going to start with the one again with Jim Rohn. It's part of the book, um, The Art of Building an Exceptional Life. And I'm hoping that you can get that book. It's a wonderful book. It's actually here. I have a copy here. This is I'll go with this. So it's a short book. It's not that big, but I have this is always with me wherever I go, and I always have an audio version and an electronic version on my iPad. I read it anywhere I go. It's one of those books that you want to go back to. But I wanted to, again, reading it and doing it is different. So today, what I would like to accomplish is to make you do things, like take action. One of the biggest reason I started building this community is to trigger implementation. Again, trainings, information, books, great. But the bridge between knowing and doing, we need to close that gap. So that's why I've created worksheets that you can actually sit down easily, go through, actually even getting pen and paper and start writing is the action that will actually make you do things. And once you start writing, that writing, seeing it in front of you, becomes a visual motivation, and that makes you implement whatever you wrote there. So that's why journaling, and writing things down is very, very important. So I decided to start with the end in mind, which is, I hope, uh, every entrepreneur's mutual dream, and that is building an exceptional life. What I mean is that you want to leave a legacy for the future generations to come. Again, if you're an entrepreneur, you are exceptional and you have this talent that you were given. Leaving a legacy with something that you built with your talent is probably, it could be why you're here on this earth. But sometimes, and most of the time, because our minds go faster than we do, it doesn't, if we don't have a roadmap and a step by step, um, instructions to do something, we don't take action. So we all want to build a life that's worth living, right? Okay, so these five essential abilities, what I'm going to talk about each and every one of them. So let's go through all of them now. The first one is to absorb, and the second one is to respond. Third one is reflect, and the fourth is to act, and the fifth, which is my favorite one, is to share. And this whole thing becomes your mastermind. Since we're all Jim Rohn today, I wanted to include the quotes that I really like. Again, this is another one that I have been. This is actually written in my office that across from here. So success is not to be pursued; it is to be attracted by the person you become. So if we don't become the person, success does not follow, and that's what I've been experiencing. I was just reading things but not doing things, and I wasn't becoming that person, so the success didn't follow because I didn't attract it. So first one, ability to absorb. This is the part that um I am intending to help you with, because absorbing is really learning and understanding a material. So commit to learning. First action you can do is a daily learning commitment. Identify and list the new knowledge you aim to acquire each day. Resources. It could be books, courses, seminars, mentors, you pick. And the action plan is create a learning schedule, outline when and how you'll engage with each resource. For example, I come here every Monday around noon. Today I couldn't, by the way, because there were movers and there was a fire drill in the community that I had to wait. But anyway, so I'm here. So every Monday, let's say you're creating an action plan. Every Monday around noon, I'm here. And if you want to meet me here, you can, um, learn things. We can talk about things, or you can just tell me that you read a book and you want to know how you're going to be applying it, or you want to know how to do something better. It doesn't always have to be business. But again, as a coach, as a service provider, whatever problems you're having, if you were to learn something like 10 minutes a day connected to your struggles, you could go a long way. So, ability to absorb is the first one. Ability to respond. This is another one that our busy lives are not really helping. Embrace life's touch. Emotional response plan, which means reflect on how you will allow life's highs and lows to teach you without overwhelming you. this is um this is about, like, if you read something and it brought tears, and if you saw something it brought you laugh or happiness or anything that touched you, allowing that to happen and recognizing what are your triggers, what are the things that make you happy, sad, or like any strong emotion. So you want to write down strategies for a balanced emotional response to life's experiences. In the worksheet I give you a lot of prompts, but one of the things related to this is, let's say, if life hits you hard, if you have a loss, if you have um, a hardship, write down a plan how you will respond before it happens. It's like a fire drill, like very timely. We had it today. There's no fire going on, but they did the fire drill. So we know what to do when the fire happens. And so the whole thing is controlling the way you are going to react, or recognizing how you react to life's events, and embrace whatever that is without fighting with it, but recognizing and knowing what you should be doing when that happens. So I hope this makes sense. The third one is ability to reflect. Contemplation and insight is what we're talking about here. So there's a reflection ritual that you can create for yourself. Set aside a daily time for meditation, prayer, or contemplation to ponder the day's lessons. It could be just 5 minutes at the end of every day that you sit down, close your eyes, review your entire day, what worked, what didn't, what makes you happy, what didn't make you happy, what happened. And did you make a mistake? Did you do something that you didn't want to do? Or did you do something that you really wanted to do? So if you do this daily, I can guarantee you your regrets that builds up for like years will be a lot less, because you're in this short time, you're in a day, you can fix things. If you argued with someone today, you can fix it. You own like the one day is perfect. So if you are sad and if you're doing a 5-minute meditation ritual and diving deep into yourself, that's great. You can with that ritual, you can save yourself. And so just create an action plan, schedule and describe your ideal reflection, and set a certain time of the day that you will do it and commit to it. This is one of the abilities that I learned later in life, that literally this is the part that allowed me to make time for the things that mattered in my life. So ability to act, right? The discipline of execution. I think this is the part where most of us are stuck. So the action items, I want you to list the steps needed to capitalize on your ideas and emotions. And Jim talks about this law of diminishing intent, which this one is I didn't realize that this was sort of like a law, something that we're all experiencing, until I read and listened to him. Um, what happens is we all get excited. Okay, we all get excited, especially entrepreneurs, right? We have all these exciting ideas. It comes to us, we're excited, we're motivated, we're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go show up every day. I'm going to, make 5 posts, or I'm going to write a blog. I'm going to write a book. And we get excited. But then we don't take action. Second day, third day, second week, third week, weeks. So that excitement dies away as you don't take action. And maybe a year from now, you can't find it. Like, you don't even know what that idea was. Why did you even want to do it? So the motivation goes away, and then it ends up being not done. So you want to be really careful when you have the idea. The best time to act is when that idea is fresh, and when it's like you have that excitement and the motivation. You have to get up and do it with that, and then build the momentum, and let that momentum take you to where you need to be. So just, you know, find out how you can build a discipline that will transform those fleeting emotions into a lasting self-worth. Because every time you say that you're going to do something and you don't, you know what happens in your subconscious, right? That's now you're telling yourself that, oh, like I always promise and I don't do it. And it becomes your um, battle, self-worth battle with yourself. And if you're not valuing yourself, you're not valuing your relationships, and you're always undervaluing yourself in every aspect. And I see this all the time. By the way, I know we're not talking about business now, but one of the biggest things I have to fight with my clients to increase your prices. And when I dive really deep, it actually goes back to this, because they don't think their services are valuable enough. They don't think they're valuable enough. So all of that in the back end, I see they're giving this and this and this. They have all of these wonderful abilities, and they're, creating results with their clients. And they're like, I think I'm just going to charge. Do you think it's okay if I just charge $197 for this something that I just know another person is charging $10,000? I'm not kidding. So, what is the difference between the two, right? So, again, these are the things I'm talking about here. It may be too, like, okay, mindset issues and everything, but these are the things that will allow you to find your success in business. If you can practice all of these abilities and try to build the discipline, your subconscious will change, and your feelings will change, and your emotions will change, and your actions will change, and consequently your business will change. And the fifth one, this is literally one of my well, to me this is the most important part for me, the ability to share. You want to decide how you're gonna share your gifts with the world without really expecting so much from it, because not only it's gonna create that whole cycle of, you give, you receive, you give, receive. But again, I'm not just saying as a like a naive person, you go and do things. And I know everybody has an agenda. I have a business. I'm not doing all of this for nothing. Everybody has an agenda. But step back for a second and put aside your cynical self for a second, and just imagine a world where everyone shares, which is what social media is allowing us to do now. Imagine the information being circulated and everyone getting better and better and better. Everyone elevates everyone. And that's the ultimate um, world that I'd like to see. Again, call me naive. But today, me being here is this is the ability that I'm working on, because I have been working on the all other four for years now, but I have not been able to, other than the local communities that I'm in, I was not doing as much. So that's why I'm coming up here. That's why I want you to be here in this community and just share, share your goodness. It will come back to you. So, list of inspirational books. Make a list of books that have changed you, and prepare to recommend them. This is one of the things that I'll be doing moving forward, and hopefully you'll do too. Just comment, tell me what books you're reading right now and which ones really affected your life. And just, share again, describe how you'll incorporate sharing all of this into your life to enrich yourself and others. It's such a liberating feel. I love doing this. I love coming here on Mondays. And again, I don't work on Mondays, right? I don't. I on purpose. This is not work for me. This is not work for me. I come here, I share. You're here now, you're not here now. It's okay. You'll listen to the replay, but I'm sharing. It's out there. I'm putting it out there in the universe. Someone, you could be watching this in the future. If you're that someone, just whatever you're doing, make a decision, go show up live, do a podcast, write a blog, be seen, be heard. Don't let all the good ideas and whatever you have inside not be shared. Without you don't have to have an agenda, you don't have to have a whole content plan. Just get out and do it. So, just saying, I think this is one of the um best abilities that we are given by social media, and we should use it. And find a community to join. And I know that we are all hearing about this, and the communities in the Facebook. I have to say it. That's why I'm not inviting everyone into this group, because I don't want, again, the same thing. People invite you, come and come and come, and then you become an account, and just so they can say they have hundreds and thousands of members and they come and advertise. I never wanted to create a community like that. That's not what I wanted to do. So I just want you to find the people, your tribe, and join and share your ideas wherever you feel safe. But just don't hide. That's what I want to say. So the being in a part of mastermind community, not only for your personal growth but for your business, um, I would not be where I am now if I did not invest in the communities I'm in. Every week I learn something new. Every week I get better, and my business gets better, my relationships get better. Just again, find your tribe and thrive. That's what I'm hoping that you would do. So, because I am not, again, I love being here on Facebook, but I am so excited because everything that I've been doing, I've been building this big thing in the back end, and I won't even talk about this today, but I just wanted to share with you the reason why all of this, all of the uh, books and information that I share with you today, because they all allowed me to learn things that I wish someone told me maybe 15 years ago. So that idea kind of grew, and I wanted to build something bigger. So I am building something big, and I will be announcing it soon, but I wanted you to know it's a community. It's a community that I want only certain people to come, and I'm calling it Growth Makers, because no matter what, all service providers are in the growth business. Either it could be personal growth, or it could be a finance, it could be a mindset, it could be health, whatever. If you are growing or helping someone else grow, you are a growth maker. And I am proud to call myself one. And I'm trying every day. But I appreciate it. I know today has been longer than usual, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you for giving me your precious time. If you wanted to reach me, if you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram, if you're in the group, this is my direct email and this is my direct phone number. You can text me, email me. If you have any questions and recommendation, anything, let me know. Again, for the worksheet for this to, if you wanted to practice these essential abilities, just comment below and just say me, and I will send you the worksheet. Again, thank you so much for being here today. Um, I'm so happy that I was able to be here with you. Until next time, I will see you next Monday, the same time, same place.